Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of 4400 Season 1, Episode 10. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows as well as scripted shows. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. I apologize. I am a whole week late. Y'all, I don't know what it was for me last week. I just was not in the mood to do any type of videos. So we coming in here late. Now, just a disclaimer. My opinions about this episode have solely to do with the characters and not the people themselves. Y'all gonna be hearing a few little heifers thrown out here and there. So, we start off with Jarrell being stuck in an interrogation room and they were over here just blasting music, getting on his everlasting nerve. Now the heifer ex-girlfriend, she's talking about they got his younger brother there. Asking him questions about what the little brother had going on and this, that, and the third. They want to know about his research. Jarrell barely knew about the brother's research, so how I'm gonna tell you about some research that I barely knew about. The brother, he had something going on, but we're gonna get that a little bit later. And it's kind of hard to explain. If I couldn't understand it, how am I going to relay this information to you? And then she had the nerve, gall, and audacity talking about some, you look horrible. I'm like, ex-girlfriend heifer, how would you look if you was being held against your will on some bogus charges and you stuck in this interrogation room, probably ain't used the restroom, probably ain't had no water, nothing to eat, and they blast the music? You wouldn't be looking so hot right at this moment yourself. I'm going to continue to call her a heifer. The person on the show, the character, not the actual person. We're going to put that out there. Now, Mildred, she finally show up. She hiding behind the bar that Claudette works at. She ain't got nowhere to go. She out here on the streets about by her lonesome. She don't know what to do with her life. So Claudette's like, come on, baby, let me take you to my apartment. I'm gonna, give you some shelter and some food, and you can wash yourself up because you looking kind of dirty and looking kind of crusty out in these streets. And you are like on America's Most Wanted at this point. She informed that Isaiah was able to take her powers. Now I'm like, if he can take them, can he give them back? Have we explored those options? I'm assuming no, because after her powers was gone, she kind of dipped out and left all the 4400s to deal with the aftermath and the mess that she had started. So I wonder if he can take them and give them back. I wonder if that's gonna be an option later on in the future. So things get awkward between Shanice and Mariah because Mariah FaceTime Shanice, and Shanice ain't used to the iPhones yet, and you can FaceTime and whatnot. And she was laying up in the bed with Dr. Andre, and I was like, I know that is not one thing I want to do. Me FaceTiming my mama, and there's a dude in the bed next to my mama. That is something I would not want to see and or talk about. But Mariah offers to, like, it's not GoFundMe, but it's the GoFundMe for this for the the series, because we can't say GoFundMe. It's the GoFundMe type situation they want to get going on. And the thing is, after Mildred pulled her stunt, people scared of the 4400, so they're gonna have to reboot. They have a brand reboot. It was like people was already nervous and worried, like, where y'all been at? Child, I just look like I'm floating head, getting my life together. They was already worried, like, y'all been gone all this time, then y'all show back up. We already worried, like, where y'all been at? How come y'all not aged? We got all that going on. Now we gonna throw in powers. Yeah, people is scared out here in the world. So we find out that Jarrell's brother Manny, was that his name? I think it was. That's what we're gonna call him so we can remember his name. He was, before he disappeared, he was working for a private sector company. He got into some trouble because the feds wanted to work with him, and he was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not trying to work with you." And when he went to work at this private sector, company, they was like, you stole our intellectual property. I think that's the word I'm looking for, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So, they put all that on him and had him on house arrest and whatnot. And that is what happened before he disappeared. He had finally got off the house arrest and whatnot. That came on later on the show, but I don't think we discussed him much more. And, he was off of house arrest. And when he went to go leave, was outside, bam, he got taken up by the 44 with the rest of the 44. Not in the rest because they got taken at different times, but he got swooped up in the green light. So we found out last episode that they was able to turn the hotel into the church. So yeah, we cool here. It's just that okay, we ain't got nobody to how we gonna feed the people. What are we gonna do to make sure these people can live? We got the shelter. That's cool. That's safety there. We ain't got the government all up our tails. But like we gotta make sure these people are fed. Try to get them jobs. All these other things. Shanice was able to go out and get some food and break it to the 4400. It's just that when she on the elevator, she and Isaiah get stuck on the elevator. Now, I probably told this story before, but I might tell it again. Me and my mama, we was about to get on the elevator door was already open. So we said, okay, it's already open. Let's get on it. But as soon as we stepped on it, we was noticing it was making a funny noise. I looked at my mama. My mama looked at we didn't even say any words. We immediately got off that elevator. I was like, something about this elevator ain't right. I will either take the stairs or I will, take another one. There was a Riley Hospital in Indianapolis I used to go to, and they had a glass elevator. When I was younger, it was cool, but it seemed like when I got older, just like looking out and seeing everything while being in the elevator kind of spooked me out. A few years ago, I went to like one of the tallest buildings in Texas, and it was like I think we went to either 50 or 70 floors up, and just being on the elevator and like the drop that it does, because it's like you ain't got to go, you just trying to go up top and then get to the ground floor to get off. You don't need to be seeing what's going on in the middle, and that drop. I always get a little worried about being on the elevator. It was one time me and my mom got on the elevator and it kind of got stuck. And it was like when it opened, it was kind of like it wasn't even. And I got scared and I got panicky. I just say this to say, I would, elevators and all them types of things. I don't deal with this. Well, we thought it was a storm that caused the electricity to get knocked out. No, the government they done doggone it, got some things together, and it's just the hotel itself that doesn't have powers, being raggedy. We see Jarrell. He's being interrogated. Get some more. An IT lady comes in. Now, y'all, I don't know if she, like, last week or last episode or the episode before that, whenever it was, it seemed like IT lady was on Raggedy Heifer ex-girlfriend's side. But this episode, it kind of seemed like she's still on our side and, she not really on the government side and Heifer ex-girlfriend side. Because she's like, let me go in there. Because she got a book from, I think, Claudette or Shanice. It was one of the two. And it was a book of Mandy's. And when she took it in there to Jarrell, she was talking to him and she was like, kind of like, trying to like look at this. And like, I'm trying to help you out without being noticeable that I'm trying to help you out. So I don't know if she on our side or not. What did y'all get the feeling out of that? It felt like she was on our side, but I can't really, be for sure, because like it seemed like she done went over to the dark side with his ex-girlfriend. But once, Drew was like, I don't know where my brother's at. Because they tried to say like they had him before. It was like, if you had him, you wouldn't need to ask me for no questions. So you ain't got my brother. So they like eventually let him go. And when he got back to the hotel, like he was having these like flashbacks and his brother was talking about what he does. His brother was like a mathematician, and he was talking about you got to look the numbers between the numbers. And Jarrell, rightfully so, when he got out from being interrogated for all that long time, he seemed like, he was kind of losing it just a little bit. When he was talking to Shanice and like he had this bugged out look that he's like, I think I know where my brother is. And he went up to this room and like brother kind of like appeared like he was coming from a different dimension. I don't know where he was at. I don't know if it's time travel, jumping dimensions, just being invisible. I'm not really sure. But, Manny, he back. And Gerald's happy to see him. Lastly, some company then put up a whole bunch of money in the GoFundMe-ish that they got going on. And some company has bought the hotel. I don't know who they are, but I already don't trust them. This could be like a shell company for the government for all we know, for them way to get back into being all up in the 4400s business. So yeah, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on. So in my beautiful face, what's up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, and share it with your people. Be one of my people. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. And tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.